Hi everyone, I'm Glenda with SureFit Designs. Some of you know me as Glenda the Good Stitch. In this video tutorial, I'd like to talk about refining the crotch curve on your pants pattern. And now what I want to do is I want to show you how to measure that crotch curvature and make a determination if you need to make any changes to it. Now, this is prior to you actually sewing your muslin up, your muslin being your test pant pattern. You never ever want to go to a good piece of fashion fabric before you've tested and make sure that you're happy with the fit that's resulting from your SureFit Designs body blueprint. And so we'll just take a look at the pattern sample that I have up here on the wall. And basically, I've drawn off the pattern for my body shape and size. I have a 13.5 inch long back crotch curvature. And so when you've got your pattern drawn and to this stage, and before you do your test sewing, let's just make sure that you measure this crotch curvature and that it is the length that you think you need for your body. And so the most accurate way to measure a curvature is to stand the tape measure on edge and do what is called walking the tape measure around the curvature. And so as I come around to that crotch point extension 2, this is 13 5/8 of an inch long. It's actually 1/8 of an inch longer than what I think I measured. Now when I say it, I think I measured, it's because when you have that waistband around your body and you're measuring from center front around through to the center back, you know your body shifts and moves, your skin moves. And so that 1/8 of an inch may not make any difference whatsoever. And so in a situation like this, if it's about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch shorter or longer than what you think you measured, I would leave the crotch curvature exactly as it is. But if there is a big difference, meaning more than 1/4 of an inch, then you have to kind of look and say, what should I do about that? And you might be asking, well, why did that happen if I'm very accurate in marking things off? It's just an anomaly of the master pattern depending on the relationship between your waist and your hip measurements. So you might expect a little bit of variance like that. But let's say you've got 1/2 inch and maybe it's 1/2 inch too long. What are you going to do to remove 1/2 inch? Well, you've got two places to remove it. You can remove at the waistline or you can remove at crotch point number 2. And so if you think you're what I would call normal, you might want to take you might want to take 1/4 of an inch off at the waistline and 1/4 of an inch off at the crotch point and call it good for your test. But if you're particularly short in your body and perhaps very long in the shelf, maybe what you want to do is leave the shelf length that little 1/2 inch longer at that point, but take the 1/2 inch off up here. So in essence, you'd be shortening that crotch length to fit how you measured yourself initially. And if you're very long in the torso, the opposite thing could happen, is you might need to add a little bit at crotch point number 2 or at the waist point. It all, again, depends on your torso. Now, where you're going to find instructions for doing this is in your pant kit instruction book, and it's on page 10 up at the top here. It's how to refine your crotch curve before you get into testing in the muslin stage. So if you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have, please make sure that you join our SureFit Designs community. And you can do that in 3 easy steps. Number 1, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. And when you do that, there's going to be 4 free Getting Started gifts. And number 2, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you'll be informed when other new videos come along. And last but certainly not least, we have an international community that you can join at facebook.com/groups/SureFit Designs. I know you're going to love participating in that. Thanks for watching.